Ecstacy, the Forgotten Language, Talks on Kabar. Talks given from the 11th of the 12th, 1976 to the 20th of the 12th, 1976. Chapter 1, Now or Never. In Buddha Hall, Molko Kahan Dahanro Bandi, O friend, where dost thou seek me? I am beside thee. I am neither in temple nor in mosque. I am neither in Kaaba nor in Kailash. Neither am in rites and ceremonies nor in yoga or renunciation. It is the art a true seeker. Thou shalt at once see me. Thou shalt meet me in a moment of time. The Kaaba says, O friend, God is the breath of all breaths. O friend, hope for him whilst you live. Now whilst you live, understand whilst you live. For in deliverance abides. If your bonds be not broken whilst living, what hopes of deliverance in death? It is but an empty dream, that the soul shall have union with him because it has passed from the body. If he is found now, he is found then. If not, we do but go to dwell in the city of death. If you have a union now, you should have it hereafter. Bathe in the truth. Now the true Guru, have faith in the true name. Kaaba says, it is the spirit of the quest which helps. I am the slave of this spirit of the quest. Here I go again. I will sing the same old song, and yet it is the same old song. It cannot be. Manu says, there is nothing new under the sun, and he is right. The Heraclitus says, you cannot step in the same river twice, and he is right too. Existence is old and new, both together, and my song is that of the existence itself. I am just a vehicle to sing it to you, to spread it to you, but I am not the singer. I am not the passage. Remember it. I may look the same, but yet it is not the same. Words may be the same, but the appearance may be the same. But something vital goes continuously changing. Have you ever come across the same morning again? Have you ever seen the same sky again? And yet the sky in the same as the sun is the same? Manu and Heraclitus both are true together. Taken separately, they both are false. Life is a contradiction. Life is paradoxical. Life is why it is so charming and so beautiful, which is true. It exists through the opposites and has vast containments and contradictions. It is new and it's old as both. It is the life and the death both together. I say it to you, I will sing the same old song, and yet it is not going to be the same. Listen intentionally. Before we enter into the words of a mystic poet, Kabir, it will be good to know something about Kabir. Much of that is not known, fortunately, is because when you know too much about a person, it creates more complexities in understanding him. When you don't know anything about the person himself, then there is less complexities. That's why in the East it is been one of the most cherished old traditions, not to say about the mystics. I truly respect that. So that it never hinders people. We don't know much about Krishna, and we don't know much about Buddha. All we do know is that them is more methodical and mythological than historical, not true fictitious, but about Kabir. Even fiction does not exist, and he is not very ancient, yet he lived in such a way that he was himself completely. He has not left any marks. Only politicians can leave only marks on time. Only politicians are foolish. The mystics live in the timeless. They do not leave the marks in time. They do not leave any signatures on time. They do not believe in signing on the sand of time. They know it will be etched so there is no point in it. Kabir is not said much about himself because there's nothing much is known about him. Not even this much is known, whether it is Hindu or Mohammedan. Hopefully I've got that right. The story goes that he was born a Mohammedan, but was brought up as a Hindu, and this is beautiful. This is how it should be. Hence his richness, and he has the heritage of two rich traditions, Hindu and Islam. If you are just a Hindu, of course you are poor. If you are just a Muhammad, you are poor. Look at my richness. I am Hindu and Muhammad and Christian and Sikh and Parsi. Not only that, I am a theist and I am an atheist too. I claim the whole heritage of humanity. I claim it all. I don't reject anything. From the Shavakas to Buddhas, I claim all. The whole humanity is yours, and the whole evolution of human consciousness is ours. But you are so miserably somebody has become Hindu. He claims only a corner and lives in the corner, crippled and paralyzed in the fact that a corner is so narrow and cannot move. It is not spacious enough. A religious person will claim all Buddha, Mahava, Christ, Zarathustra, Lao Tzu, Nanak, the Kabir, etc., etc. He will claim all. They are all part of me, and they are all part of you. Whatsoever happened to human consciousness, you carry the seeds of it within you. This is one thing that needs to be understood with the Kabir, that he was born as a Muhammad and brought up as a Hindu, and it never became conclusive to him he had really belonged. Even at the time that he was dying, it was a dispute among disciples. The Hindus were claiming his body, and the Mohammedans were claiming his body, and there was a beautiful parable about it. Kabir had left the message about his death, and he knew it was going to happen. People are foolish, and they claimed the body and that they were going to be in conflict. They had left a message, and it was, if there would be any conflict, just cover my body with sheets and wait. The decision will come. And then the stories that the body covered, and the Hindus started praying, of the Mohammedans started praying, and then the cover was removed and the Kabir was disappeared. Only a few flowers were there. Those flowers were divided. Even disciples are stupid. This parable is beautiful. I call it a parable. I don't say it really happened, but it shows something. A man like Kabir has already disappeared. He's not in his body. He's in the inner flowering. He is Saharasra. Hopefully I said that right too. His 1,000 petaled lotus has flowered. You are in the body of a certain extent. The body has a certain function to fulfill. The function is the consciousness flowering. Once the consciousness has flowered, the body is non-existent. It does not matter whether it exists or not. It's simply irrelevant. The parable is beautiful because when it is removed the cover, there is only a few flowers left. The Kabir is a flowering. Only a few flowers are left, and the stupid disciples even then wouldn't understand. They divided the flowers. Remember one thing, all ideologies are dangerous. They divide people. You become Hindu, you become Mohammeds, you become a Jahana, a Christian, you are all divided. All ideologies create conflict. All ideologies are violent. A real man of understanding has no ideology. Then he is undivided. Then he is one with the whole of humanity. Not only that, he is one with the whole of existence. A real man of understanding is a flowering. The flowering we'll be discussing. These songs of Kabar are tremulously beautiful. He is a poet, he is a philosopher, he has not created the system, and he's not a theoretician or a theologian. He is not interested in doctrines and scriptures. His whole interest is in how to flower and become a god. His whole effort is to make you more loving and more alert. It is the only question of learning much. On the contrary, it is the question of unlearning much. The way that is very rare. Buddha, Mahava, Krishna, Ram, they are all very special people. They were all kings, and they were all educated, well cultured. Kabir is a nobody, a man of the masses, very poor, very ordinary, with no education at all, with no culture, and that is the rarity. Why do you call it his rarity? Because to be ordinary in the world is the most extraordinary thing. He was the ordinary and remained the ordinary. The natural desire of human mind is to become special. Become special is in the ways of the world, to have many degrees, to have much political power, to have money, wealth, and to be special. The mind is always ready to go on some ego trip. And if you are fed up with the world, then again, ego starts finding new ways, and new ways means to enhance himself. It becomes spiritual, and it becomes a great Mahatma, a great sage, a great scholar, a man of knowledge, a man of renunciation. Again, you are so special. Unless the desire to be special disappears, you will never be special. Unless you relax into your ordinariness, you will never relax. The real spiritual person is one who can be absolutely ordinary. Kabir is very normal. You would not even be able to find him in a crowd. He especially is not outward. You cannot find him in looking at his face. It is difficult. Buddha was special, a very beautiful man. Charismatic personality. Jesus is very special, throbbing with revolution and rebellion. But Kabir is absolutely ordinary, a normal person. Remember, when I say normal, I don't mean average. The average is not normal. The average is only abnormal. He's as mad as all others are. In fact, the world need not persons don't exist. In fact, in the world, normal persons don't exist. Yeah. I have heard a famous psychiatrist conducting a university course of psychopathology and asked by a student doctor, "You have told us about an unnormal person and his behavior, and what about normal people?" The doctor was a little puzzled, and then he said, "In the whole life, I have never come across a normal person, but if we ever did find him, we will cure him." Kabir is really a normal person that you never come across in life, with no desire to be special. When you become enlightened, then too he remained in his ordinary life. He was a weaver. He continued to weave. His disciples started growing in the numbers, hundreds and thousands, and there were more thousands that were coming to him, and they would always ask him to stop weaving clothes. "There is no need. We will take care of you." But he would laugh, and he would say, It is better to continue as God has willed me. I have no desire to be anything else. Let me be whatsoever I am, whatsoever God wants me to be. If he wants me to be a weaver, that's why I'll be a weaver. I was born a weaver, and I will die as a weaver." He continued in his ordinary way. He remained to go to the marketplace to sell his goods. He will carry water from the wells. He lived a very ordinary life. That is one of the most significant things to be understood. He never claimed that he's a man of knowledge, because no man of knowledge ever claims it. To know is to know. It is not to know, and that to know is to know. A real man of understanding knows that he does not know at all. His ignorance is profound, and of ignorance arises innocence. When you know, you will be cunning. When you know, you become clever. And when you know, you lose the innocence of your childhood. Kabar says he is ignorant. He does not know anything. And has to be understood, because this is what will make the background in your mind for his poetry. And this is where the poetry is coming from. It is coming from innocence, flowering out of of his innocence. He says he does not know. Have you ever observed the fact that in life that we go claiming that we know, but we don't know? What do we know? How you know anything ever? If I ask why are trees green, would you able to answer it? Yes. The best answer I have heard is from D.H. Lawrence. A small child was walking with him in the garden, and the child asks, as children are prone to ask, why are the trees green? D.H. Lawrence looked at the trees, looked into the eyes of the child, and said, they are green because they are green. That's the truest answer are given. What else can you say? Whatsoever else you say will be foolish. It will not make any sense. You say that trees are green because of chlorophyll, but why is chlorophyll green? The question remains the same. I ask one question, you give me an answer, but the question is not really answered. You ask, so you have lived with a woman for 30 years and you call her your wife, or with a man, or for 50 years. Do you know the man or the woman? A child is born to you. Do you know him, or have you looked into his eyes? Can you claim that you know him? What do you know? Do you know a piece of a rock? Yes, science will give you explanations. They will give you, but they don't become knowledge. They will say that electrons and protons and neutrons, but what is the electron? And they shrug their shoulders. They say, we don't know. They say, we don't know yet. And in the hopes of someday that they will be able to know? No, they will never be able to know, because the first they said the rock is made of atoms. And when it was asked what it is of an atom, they asked that we don't know yet. Then they said the atom consists of electrons. Now we ask that the electrons, what is an electron? They say we don't know yet. Someday they will say that the electron consists of this and that, and X, Y, Z, but that doesn't make any difference. The ultimate remains irreducible to knowledge. The ultimate remains a mystery. It is the ultimate is that it is a mystery. Then life becomes a wonder. It is the ultimate that it's not known. Then poetry arises. It is the ultimate known. Or you think that it is known, then philosophy arises, and then it is the difference between philosophy and poetry. The Kabar approach is of a poet, of a lover, of one that is absolutely wondering, that it is all about not knowing. He sings a song, not knowing it. He becomes prayerful, not knowing it. He bows down. The poet approaches not that of explanation, it is the explanation. He says, aha, aha. So here's the mystery. And wherever you find the mystery, there is God. The more you know, the less you are aware of God. The closer a God will be to you. And if you don't know anything, if you cannot say with absolute confidence, I don't know, if this I don't know comes into the deepest core of being, then God will be in your very core. And it has with me. Even then it just vibrated, because that was just a profound bit, but it's true. Because I don't know. Every time I think I know, I don't know. I have no clue. In the very beat of your heart, and then a poetry arises, the one falls in love with the tremendous mystery that surrounds you. That the love is religion. Religion is not any explanations. Religion is not the quest for explanation, rather it is an exploration of love and a non-ending journey to love. I invite you to come with me into the innermost realm of Madman Kabir. Yes, he was a madman. All religious people are mad because they don't trust reason, mad because they love life, mad because they dance and sing, mad because they live life not as a question, but not to a problem, but to be solved, but a mystery into which one has to dissolve oneself. One thing more about Kabir's approach, he's life affirmative. That too is an indication of a real man of understanding. There are two types of people in the world: the people who indulge and the people who renounce. They look opposite to each other, and they are not. They are two aspects of the same coin, and they are people who indulge continuously, frustrated because no indulgence brings you to joy. You can indulge and you can waste your life, you can waste your opportunity, your energy, but no enjoyment ever comes from indulgence. If indulgence could have given joy, then nobody would ever have renounced. People renounce because indulgence fails, but then they are moving to other extremes, thinking the indulgence has not helped. They move to the opposite. They become against life. They become anti-life. They become life negative. They start destroying their beings. They become suicidal, and they are more of two types of people that you will find in the market. You will find the people that indulge, and then in the monasteries you will find the ones who renounce. Kabir belongs to neither. A real man of understanding is a great sensus. He knows that it is not a question of indulgence or renunciation. It is a quest of awareness. Be in the world, but with awareness. Don't go anywhere. Don't have antagonistic attitudes towards life. Kabir is tremendously life affirmative. He had a wife, he had 2 children, and he lived life of a householder, and yet was one of the greatest seers of the world. He lived in the world and remained untouched. That's his beauty. He was a lotus flower. If you go to your so-called Mahatmas, they create antagonism towards life. They make your life negative. They teach you that life is the enemy, it is evil. They will make you feel as God and life are the contraries, that you can't have both. Kabir says that you can have both, because life and God are not enemies. Life is God manifest. God is life unmanifested. God is life, one force, one energy, one movement. When God is visible, he is God. When he becomes visible, he is life. And then goes on continuously. He becomes visible, he becomes invisible. It is like breathing. You breathe out and you breathe in. The old Indian scriptures say the existence is when God breathes out, and when the God breathes in, there is non-existence. The whole of existence disappears when he breathes in. When he breathes out, the whole existence appears. And in one breath, going in and out, when God breathes out, you are born. When he breathes in, you disappear in death. But when you leave God, the outgoing breath is as much as in the ingoing breath. And one has to understand this dynamism, this dialectics. Kabir is neither for the world nor for its renunciation, and his assertions are very simple, down to earth. He is not dramatic, he is not a preacher, and he is not worried about whether you are impressed by him or not. Just like me, he simply relates whatsoever he has experienced. like me. He never exaggerates, he never proves his assertions through any logic. He simply asserts that they are pure statements. And it's the best way to live. I have heard a beautiful story concerning a young pastor who had dabbled with theatre before entering divinity school, and he wanted to give his sermon in a church a dramatic send-off. Noticing that it was a scuttle in the roof above the pulpit, he deliberately chose as his text, "The Holy Ghost descended in form of a dove." Then he arranged that the sexton opened the scuttle just at the right moment, releasing a white dove, which the pastor had trained to land on his shoulder. On the evening of the service, he led carefully up to his climax, intoning, "And the Holy Ghost descends," and the form of the dove, but nothing happened. And angrily he repeated the text, and then, with the scuttle door open slightly, the voice of the sexton was heard by the whole congregation, wheezing, "Your Reverence, the cat ate the Holy Ghost. Shall I let the cat down? Kabar, no, shall I let down?" Kabar is not dramatic at all. His